Yo.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to episode. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, everybody?
Eric's gonna be pissed when he hears that.
I know. He was like, "You're not replacing me, are you?" No, dude, definitely not replacing me. But what up, Jake? So it was a little hectic getting here, but what's going on, man?
I mean, pretty good. This past week, or I should say, past couple months in the hobby have been crazy. But aside from that, I'm I'm still enjoying the hobby in ways that I can. Like, I'm not buying cards right now, but I'm buying 50% off ornaments.
Yeah, dude, that's I was just on Jake. That's the content that I really want to see right there. How do we monetize that? How do we just
I
like
know.
show our audience like all the bullshit that we just buy,
Yeah, the
like
stuff that's
Pokemon
not
stuff?
cards. I know. I
Yeah.
know.
It's funny. I like obsess over the charts on my videos to see like when the fall off is. And it's always when I start talking about like other items, that aren't cards. People are just like, "Oh, you're not talking about cards?" Let's click off. But
I'm waiting for
yeah,
there to be like a content creator on Pokemon plushies, bro. Like, wait till they start grading Pokemon sitting
don't
plushies.
don't tempt me, dude. Don't tempt me. I'm a plushie diehard.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna
They're the
start putting
best.
plushies in plastic. I'm telling you.
Yeah. P a PSA 10
PSA,
plushie.
yeah,
That's a
that we will
future.
see the day with how this hobby's just booming. I mean, anything and everything in plastic. I
Quilly, oh
might, I
god,
might.
oh god, stop it. That's so funny. Oh my god. All right, so let's get serious. What is going on, Jake? Tell us what you're. Let's get straight into it. What is
Oh,
going on in the Pokemon market? We'll dive in a little English, Japanese, maybe. We'll
yep,
get
yep.
into all that good
Let's
stuff.
let's
So
start
I
with
want to keep.
Journey Together. Journey Together is where I want to talk about things because
All right,
that was one hell of a
hell of a
release.
drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for
Um
you guys in English, it was a hell of a drop.
yeah, yeah.
Japanese is
Maybe you could.
pretty
I know. I'd like to hear
pretty
your side
chill.
on the Japanese side because I wasn't paying much attention to Battle Partners, right? That's what
Yeah,
it's
there's
called, right?
yeah, battle partners. There's still like pre-orders left and right. So
And there's
it's
promos that come with that too as a booster
but
box.
yeah, but when I was finding out on Reddit and some of the discords I was in too, is that a lot of the Japanese sellers are taking it out
Of
and
course.
selling it like everyone's just trying to make a quick buck right now, which sucks in all markets. Like I knew that Japanese would eventually, catch up to the BS of what is the Pokemon market in English, and here we are. But it was at least a better, not like just pre-orders than the English,
The English, yeah.
side. The English side
So
was like
it
it's
was a
been
mess.
mayhem over there, dude. I feel
Yeah.
for you guys, man. I'm praying for you guys.
I mean, it is what it is, but like I sat that morning for like so I found out that the reason like I missed out is because I was basically an hour late because I think the site started crashing around like 5 and I had woken up at like 6 and I was
Yeah,
already trying on 3 different devices. I kept trying. I was like, maybe it'll go through and I kept getting that sleeping Pikachu like error
yeah,
message and I'm just
yeah,
like, okay, this is a mess. So I was trying the Pokemon Center ETBs and I
yeah.
noticed right away it was a limit of 2. So like they stuck with that 2 per
Hmm.
limit since they changed it with Prismatic. And I was like, dang, does this mean that like these are the last cases of any like Pokemon Center ETB we'll see for the like foreseeable future?
Yeah,
That might be the case. I don't know, but yeah,
yeah,
I struck out that whole hour. I tried, and then I tried the booster boxes, and that
yeah.
sold out. And it's absolutely like criminal that Pokemon Center like booster boxes sold out within a couple of hours. Like that, like I've been in this hobby straight, never left since 2020, and there has never been a booster box that's done that in the past on the Pokemon Center site. Like not even Evolving Skies, nothing like Crown Zenith stuck around, like all everything not Crown Zenith, but like that's a holiday set. There was no booster box, but literally that's never happened.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and I think that there was like a sense of like at the release that these promos were only going to be available to Pokemon Center orders. So like I think that's probably why they sold out. Um, it was Surging Sparks like out the gate. like already expensive, I think people were probably more inclined to just like pay the 160 thinking that it's going to do the same thing that Surging did.
Hmm.
But yeah, I didn't go to GameStop to try to get any. I didn't go to any of my LGSs to try to pre-order or anything like that because I'm chilling right now. It
Yeah.
is not time to be spending in the hobby,
Yeah,
especially
for
with
sure.
Prismatic this Friday. Yeah, I won't be touching anything other than what I already have coming, and that's all MSRP. I'm not paying the
Yeah.
100
Nah.
plus for
Uh-uh.
ETBs.
Uh-uh.
Um, but yeah, I think Journey Together looks sick. Like from like, hear me out. Like, there's only been like what 5 or 6 cards that they've shown
Yeah.
off top.
Hmm.
I think they're holding something back. Um, I think there was like some like promotional art that showed a Snorlax, so I'm hoping that there's some sort of like red Snorlax or
Well,
something like that.
didn't Hop have a Snorlax?
Hop,
Did Hop have a
you might.
Snorlax?
I didn't play the game all the way through, so shame on me for not completing.
Well,
What was that? Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield, right?
wait, he's in that is he in the animes?
I think so.
Is
I
Hop
don't know.
in an anime?
I haven't watched the anime in a long
Yeah,
time, but I assume
yeah,
he is.
because the sleeves on Poke Beach there was a Snorlax, and I
Okay,
thought I thought Hop had a Snorlax.
he might have. Maybe
I
it's
could
Hop's Snorlax. It could be.
yeah. Let us know in the comment section, guys. Am I tripping? I watch so much Pokemon like manga on or anime on Netflix. I always get them like so confused of
Yeah,
who owns what and but yeah.
yeah.
So for me for Journey like it I don't know if you guys watched Pokemon Brian's video talking about how he thinks that Pokemon is going to print that set into the ground. And I was telling a lot of my coworkers that I was saying the exact same thing. I think Surging Sparks was like the wild card for the English market. You know, I think people already were anticipating how crazy Trassel Festival was going to be, so they're just looking to just get a quick pump, you know, for
Yeah, I
one
mean,
set, and then because I think Pokemon now, especially, I mean, we just saw what they posted, you know, not too long ago about reprints. I don't think they're gonna put up with that stuff with this madness. Like, I think
yeah,
they're gonna make a quick correction and they're going to prove a lot of people wrong that you know that think this is the new market. I highly disagree that this is going to be what it is, and I'm completely with Brian, you know, on this on that topic. So that's where my
yeah.
stance is. I'm gonna try to get in as far as like prismatic. I'm gonna try to go to Target and pick up an ETB for me and Eric. Right after work, I'm off at like 9 a.m. So I'm gonna line up and hopefully there's at least an ETB. But I'll take anything, dude. I want that like little Eevee bag. Like I like
Oh
I
yeah,
like
little
different.
pouch, the EV
Yeah,
pouch.
like I just like different stuff like that. Like the ETB, I mean, I told you before, it doesn't really do it for me. But at 150, like I'm just gonna
Yeah,
have it. You know, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
is this ETB is never going to get down to $100. I don't
I,
think. Do you think it's gonna get down to $100?
I do.
Like,
I think it's gonna drop. I like I said, I don't buy regular ETBs. I stopped
hmm
buying that for my sealed collection back in Sword and Shield, and I
yeah.
just collect the Pokemon Center ETBs.
hmm
Um, I do think in time, if it's not if it's not ETBs, every other product will get like obliterated. I mean, we saw Crown Zenith get so many ETBs printed over the 2 year span. Like we probably, I think today or like this week is Crown Zenith's like 2 year anniversary, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we saw brand new products come like all the way through October, November, right? We saw those booster bundles come
That's what I'm
out.
saying.
Yeah, so I think there's gonna be plenty of product, and that's gonna roll into some other hype sets. So people are gonna have to choose, right? Like Terrestrial Festival, Prismatic Evolutions, like they're like if we're thinking ahead, they're like an 8 month, 9 month old set by the time like we get Black and White or whatever it is, Team Rocket or the new like X and Y stuff that we're seeing with the megas.
Yeah.
Um, I think things will definitely come down because I think having a conversation with some of the guys, actually Quilly and Pokeneer Yvonne, and I was seeing a very similar pattern, almost like verbatim with the Shining Fates release in 2021.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, Shining Fates ETBs were going for 100 plus on release, and it was hell. Like, it was not to this level, I would say, just because like I think that there's just a lot more demand compared to that boom, because at that time it was still very much so a vintage boom, but
Yeah.
things were starting to get back into modern, and there was still a lot of hype around modern, just not to this degree. And I think that, I mean, they printed Shining Fates into the literal ground. Like,
Yeah.
that set is dirt cheap. And yes, like, it's different times, different art, whatever. Like, that was before alt arts, and there's bigger chases now. But at the time, that was the big chase.
Yeah.
Like that Charizard, the Shining Ditto, like the Shining Lapras, like all those big like full art shinies, those were the chase back then.
Yeah.
And right now, like, it's just the art's changed. That's really it. And I think that, and I talked about this with some of my friends. I'm just like, Pokemon does not like to see brand new product hit these prices on day one. Like, sure,
Hmm.
they like to see their like product appreciate over time as like any IP would, but natural appreciation, not this like aggressive, like greedy, like, I don't know. It's pretty insane right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't really have like positive things to say about this stuff, and that's why I like recently did that rant video, because like, I mean, you and I talked about it. Like, I like legit felt kind of like depressed with making content after like I had finished up wrapping up those videos for Jason doing the grading and selling some of his first ed shadowless stuff. But and I was trying to think of some new video ideas, but at the time, like when I was trying to think of stuff to make, I'm like, this this hobby kind of like, there's a lot of aspects of it that aren't enjoyable. It's really toxic in a lot of places, and I think that
Yeah.
I like had to get that off my chest and like just kind of feel like, like there's obviously a lot of positive things going on in this space too. Like, having this amount of like demand is great at the end of the day, right? Like, we have so many people coming into the hobby that are excited, but we also have to be careful, because there's a lot of, when a lot of demand like this comes around, there's a lot of like money obviously in this space, where it brings in bad people or people with
Yeah.
bad intention, right?
Hmm.
And like, you want to kind of almost like protect the new people to a degree. Like, you want to kind of educate them, because you never know, like, that new person in the hobby might be like the next biggest content creator, right? Like the next biggest person, like influencer in the hobby, that can like change a lot of things in the space. And like, yeah, I don't know, like, I want to I want to be there for people that are like new to this, because I was new to this, and that was 2020. That was something else, right? Like, I'm ranting, but yeah, I'm trying to be more positive, because they're like, I'm still enjoying this space, making content. I'm still like
Hmm.
enjoying it, just talking with my friends, getting together for cards and coffee, showing our collections. Like, I just picked up this in a 10. I don't know if you could see it here. This Sinistcha. Like, dude, Twilight Masquerade is so top heavy. Like,
Thank you.
like Greninja is like, it's like the one big card, right? You have Greninja and
Yeah.
maybe like what, Eevee. Eevee, that card's going crazy right now too. I can't keep track of anything, but this actually has a funny story. So I made an offer on this on eBay for $55, right? No, $50, and then he like just ignored the offer. So I was like, all right, I'll offer 55. It's like not a big card, right? He responds and says, you know what? I'm so sorry. I was out of town. I'm going to like give you your $5 off and accept your original offer, just to
Nice.
show. And I'm like, that's super cool. That's literally never happened where I paid less on an offer.
Yeah.
So yeah, this card's dope. And I put the
Yeah. Love that
green
card.
the green jewel on it. But yeah, like, I'm still picking up cards. I picked up these today. I got one of the Sun and Moon full
Ooh.
arts, the Arceus Palkia Dialga that I'm gonna grade, and then this goofy Dedenne. Like, this is a $3
Love that
card,
dude in
bro.
it.
$3, and I'll grade
Bro,
those.
so we're doing buys of the week, right? Here we go.
Yeah.
We're on the Poke Corner. So I got this where's my camera on this? Oh, here we go. Got this little little
Oh, dude,
Salamence.
Salamence is fire.
Got that. This is in my top five favorite cards of all time.
Oh, is that the
Charmeleon.
Charmeleon? The
Yep.
Delta?
Yep.
Nice. Love it.
And then this is definitely my top 50 favorite cards of all time.
Oof.
The
Very cool. I used to
Flosion,
have that.
a little Flosion action, and then got a
The
little e-reader.
Kadabra. Or
Yep.
Alakazam. That's Alakazam, right?
Alakazam.
Yeah.
Yep.
The reverse hollow.
Yep.
Very cool. That's Expedition too, right? That has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. No
Nice.
idea. No idea. It's an e-reader though.
Yeah, I think that's
I
Expedition.
just been scooping up. I've been scooping up e-reader cards left and right, and
That's a whole lot
I've
of
been
English
into.
right there, bro.
Well, dude, I got like I told you I went to go. My best friend's getting married, so we had to go get suited for some tuxes, and I bought some one piece. So we went to go get coffee. So we're all waiting for the other guys to get fitted, and he's like, "Let's go. I'll go buy you a coffee." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. That's gonna really hit my, the $5 coffee is really gonna offset the $270 tuxedo rental." Because they took $50 off because my friend's daddy had the senior citizen discount, so I brought it down to like 228.
And
So
you're thinking in Pokemon funds. You're like, what can I
yeah, bro,
get? Like
I was
that's
like,
like
dude,
that's a prismatic Pokemon
yeah,
Center
it was
ETB.
done. So then we went to go get coffee, and then there was a Barnes and Noble next door, and I ended up getting the two Time Mag. I don't know if you seen the new Time magazine, the Mew and the Gengar.
Oh,
So
I don't have either of those. I've seen them. I have the
yeah,
original four.
I just scooped those up. So I was like, oh, perfect. And then they had One Piece, so I just bought some One Piece. So then
Times.
that happened, and then my boys are like, they're like, oh, there's a car show like right down the street. And I'm like, dude, I just spent so much money, like I cannot be going to no car show right now. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get $100. I'll get $100. And then we went to the card show. It was like 90% sports cards, and
Okay.
I am into sports cards. So then found this vendor, was just chopping it up. Last minute, he was like packing up, and some guy just made a big deal on some Delta species, and he just had some. I was like, yeah, I'm looking for Delta species right now. And he's like, oh, dude, let me see, let me show you what I got. And he gave me a good deal on it, and there was my $100 just gone.
There you
So
go. Gone. Yeah,
that's
you
and
gotta be
I
careful
was
at the
telling you,
card
Jay,
shows, man. I know.
dude, I told you, Jake, you're always like, dude, we need to get you to these card shows. I was like, dude, you don't know me. I will blow everything. Eric too.
Oh,
Shout out to
I
Eric, but
bet.
dude, me and Eric have zero self control. Like it's so bad.
Good
That
luck
hundred
at something
dollars.
like Collecticon, actually.
Nah,
Like,
I gotta stay away.
yeah. I just booked I bought my ticket, booked my flight. I'll be at the Los Angeles Collecticon in March. It's the very first weekend of March.
That's a bachelor party, so
March 1st and
I'll be
2nd, I
in
think.
Reno, and I'll be in Vegas this month to go visit my family because they have a house out there. So I'll be going to all the Vegas card shops out there. There's some cool ones, dude. There's a lot
Yeah,
of really cool ones in Vegas. So I'm gonna try to get a video going about that.
that'll be
And
cool.
yeah, let's take Eric Carmona's question. What do you guys think of the restocks of terrestrial already announced? I'm all for it. Yeah, I am super for it. Like I
Yeah,
think
the
me and Jake are
Japanese
probably.
did the Japanese set get announced a reprint already?
That's what he's
Or is
saying.
it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I was thinking
English, right?
prismatic. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Eric,
maybe
do you mean prismatic or do you mean terrestrial?
yeah,
Maybe it
I
was
think he
it
might
got
be thinking
announced.
prismatic. I assume that's because of the message that was sent out by Pokemon this morning. If anyone
Yeah.
hasn't seen it, basically they're just addressing the situation with the supply and demand, and that they understand that people aren't able to get this product, and that they're going to be printing more, and that there's additional products coming with the release. And I think the release window is all the way through September. There's going to be an ultra premium collection with the EV, the cake EV, if anyone's seen that special
Yeah.
art.
Yeah. And then if you're talking about terrestrial, if you're in the Japanese market, like I was just talking to my coworker the other day, actually this morning, we're like, dude, those prices of the booster boxes, they're gonna fall. Like Japan absolutely loves to print those things into the ground, especially those specialty sets. Like
Yeah,
I have
my
100% faith that that thing's it's gonna come not crashing down, but at least be in the mid 60s, 70s, which is fine.
I think it's
And
possible. Yeah,
if not, then you go scoop up the singles. The singles aren't even expensive.
yeah, for the most
You can
part.
get that Sunbreon for what, like sub 300?
I think it's up.
I
I think it's up quite a
Is it
bit.
up?
Yeah, it spiked, and I think there's a reason for that. Basically, with prismatics, like, just like I mean, it's
Yeah, the
so
hype,
expensive
the
that yeah,
drive.
the hype, it's too expensive, right? So like, the barrier of entry is high, and people are resorting back to Japanese,
Hmm.
and I think that's right. Like that, the booster boxes in Japanese are increasing as well as all the singles. I think there was a sale, if I remember correctly, of a raw uh, Moonbryon going for like 5 to 600. Um, yeah, which is crazy because I swear, like I was at a card show last week or the week before, and it was like 300. I think he
Yeah,
offered to sell it to me for a little less, if I remember correctly, but it wasn't gonna 10, so I skipped on it. But
yeah,
I should have bought it. I mean, everything's up right now. You can't make a bad play. Like,
yeah.
but yeah, with terrestrial, I think that in the short term, it's gonna actually go up. Um, but there'll be plenty
In,
of this. Yeah, in
Interesting
Japanese.
take.
Yeah.
Interesting take.
I
I
just think
think,
that everyone's going to resort back to Japanese, driving prices back up, and there hasn't been a reprint yet. And until we start to see more reprints, it's going to go up for a little bit. The set's just too
y-
hyped overall.
yeah, yeah, but it's with modern stuff, dude. Like I have friends that live in Japan that I talk to all the time, and they're telling me the exact same thing. They're like, dude, you're like, it's fine. I'm telling you, it's gonna. But I mean, it's so hyped in demand. But I still think Japan is not like the United States. Like they love to print those
Oh,
things
100%. I mean, you look at
into the ground.
151.
Like
Yeah, they printed.
I'm about to go back to Japan in like a few months, and hopefully by then all those evolutions are like dirt cheap, dude. Like
Yeah,
we're trying to schedule a trip out there in at least the next like 3 months, 4 months. So hopefully by then the prices come crashing down. But I don't know if you saw a Possum Buzz video talking about like the writing on the wall of
no.
with Japanese Pokemon cards. Like I agreed with like most of it, that it is gonna come back and stuff. And he was kind of saying like, yeah, he's like Korean's not safe, Chinese isn't safe, and
Chinese
I don't.
definitely ain't safe. With 151's like exclusive stuff
Yeah,
coming out, like I think that's going to
China
be pretty popular.
Chinese cars, they do it right, dude. They make cool products, super cool products. Like I encourage anybody here in the chat. I mean, if you're new to my channel, like go look at like my Market Watch Mondays, and like now I do the Japanese Market Tuesdays. Like I try to throw you guys some like really cool product that that's just one of one type stuff. They just do it so right. I wish Korean kind of did the same thing. What I did, kind of their own cards for each box. I think that would
Yeah,
drive up the price and stuff. But I'm having fun with Korean. It's 20. I just picked up what is this set? The
Cyber Judge.
Cyber Judge and Wild Fort. No, this is oh my gosh, what set is this?
That's
I'm drawing a
Cyber.
blank.
No, that's not
Nah,
Cyber.
Cyber.
That's the
No,
Paradox one.
yeah, that's
I
oh
don't know
my
the Japanese.
gosh, I'm blanking. But I picked up the boost $100 worth of booster boxes from Korea of that set. I love that set, and I don't even know what
Future
the
Flash. Future
Future
Flash.
Flash, Ancient Roar and Future Flash. There we go.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't. I think Japanese is safe for now. I think it's safe for the next at least 2 to 3 months. I think it's safe. I don't think the market's going to shift that fast. I think so many people see English as an investment and as a quick flip, and that's where all these eyes are coming to. Like I don't know if I told you, Jake, when I went to this past week to the card show, I was like, I'm a big Golden State Warriors fan, obviously, the hat. And I was looking through just like old Warrior players, like the little dollar box or whatever. And I saw some Pokemon. It was just the illustration rares, right? And I was like, "Oh, cool. You have any more Pokemon?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I can't even keep the He's like, "I can't even keep the Pokemans on the shelf." He's all the
Not
Pokemans
the
just sells this.
Pokemans.
He's all the Pokemans just sells itself. He's like, "I just put some Pokemans out there, and it's gone." He's like, he's like, "I only have these three." He only had three little illustration right to the left. And he's like, it just sells stuff. I was like, and that's when it clicked. I'm like, dude, I am at a purely basketball and baseball card show, and these guys are
Oh
selling
yeah.
Pokemon like
Oh,
fast. What is the hobby going to be in the next three months? Well, I mean, but
I I mean
it
that's
is
how
what
it
it is.
goes. When like
It
hear me
just
out. So at card shows, that happens a lot when things are popping. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
sports vendors, they start like hearing things and then they just go all in and they don't even know what they're buying. And
for sure.
it's pretty evident like and that happens like I think even Brian's talking about that too like at Pokemon one of his videos he talked about just like sports shops that have like big allocations with these distributors like they
Hmm.
want a piece of the pie which is what's cutting everyone's allocations down basically right so
Yeah,
like that's how it is at these at a micro level at these like local card shows or like
yeah.
everyone wants in like there's the most wild story my friend Sal experienced trying to sell an ETB case yesterday to someone that had no clue what they were buying. They called it they asked if he had evil skies, evil
Hell yeah.
skies and
It is evil.
Paldean evolved. And
Hell yeah. I
he
love that
thought
set.
and you know, like a Pokemon Center case has four ETBs, right? So it's a smaller box. And so he
Uh-huh.
comes and he's like, "Hey, like here's this like the box," and he's like, "How on earth do they put 10 ETBs in here?" And he's just like, "There's only four. It's like in my listing, like this is a Pokemon Center exclusive." He's like, "Oh." And that's when he
Yeah.
started asking about Evil Skies and Paladin. Like
Hell yeah.
people are just trying to buy at like they're still trying to get like they're trying to like pull one fast off on you, right? Like 70%, 80%. Like no one is selling at 70, 80% in this market.
Nah.
It
Uh-uh.
doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Uh-uh.
People are paying nearly full market, if not full market, because the whole slogan in this boom is today's price is tomorrow's discount. Like that's where
Yeah.
we're at. It's
Yeah.
so it's so insane. None of these prices
I'm
make sense.
I like with all the craziness going on, I'm just sitting back and just watching like it's I don't know if you watched PokerRez video, how he was kind of bummed out about how the market is just marketing. And it, it it's really tough to watch as like a participator of the Pokemon space, you know? So
Sure.
I'm right now just out completely like
Oh,
from the
I mean,
investing on the new sets and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm buying this is what I'm buying, dude. I'm buying freaking is this vintage?
yeah, that's
Is that
mid-era,
vintage?
mid-era. I mean,
Okay.
Expeditions. I would say Expeditions vintage. I would say
Yeah.
the Delta is all mid-era.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm with you, dude. Like I've definitely like took a step back on buying. Like I don't think it makes sense to buy booster boxes at 160 plus. Like no,
Absolutely not.
like Journey Together is gonna like, dude. I think the pack art is fire. And you said something in your video that I really liked, and it was like, oh, this is like literally like yes. You said that the new Enzorora looked like it was like a Sun and Moon card,
Sun and
and
Moon
I'm
card.
like, bro, 100%. It looks like it could have been in Cosmic Eclipse. Like
For
it
sure.
genuine, it would have fit so well. And I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. And
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what else they do with some of these. There was like a potential leak with Lily's Clefairy or Clefable. I think it was Clefairy. If it's
Yeah.
real, it's
Oh
fire.
no, it's fake. It's fake.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, Possum Budge did a video on it yesterday.
Of course.
He's all, you guys send me this Clefairy one more time.
I
He's
just saw it
all
today.
he's all the artist's name is right on the bottom. You can go to their Instagram is right on the bottom.
Didn't even look.
That that is one of the best fan made cards I've ever seen. So
Yeah.
beautiful, so
Yeah.
sick.
I
But
love
yeah,
it.
I'm so excited for. I mean, I said it before. Like that was actually one. Like it did my video of on Journey Together did pretty well because everyone's like, dude, if anyone needs Journey Together, it's you. Like you've been ever since I started following you, you just been talking about trainer Pokemon or trainers and you know the whole trainer Pokemon and stuff. And they're like, dude, you've been a trainer guy like through and through. And
I mean, hear me
I
out.
I love it, dude.
This is a hot take, but Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge is better than Jungle and Fossil. Like
For sure. Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
saying it loud and proud. Like
Yeah.
I think
I don't know if many people disagree with you though.
I don't know, man. Gengar, Dragonite, the EVs and Jungle, like people favor like I mean I might not be right on that, but like I think
Hey,
Gym
it's
Heroes,
just
yeah, Gym
it's
Challenges, like those sets are S tier. Like I think I love
for
the
sure.
Erica's Dragonair is one of my
Yeah.
favorites. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Sa
Rockets
Sa
Mewtwo,
Sabrina's Gengar,
yeah, that one's great.
non-holo. What is that from?
That's from Gym Challenge. No, Gym
Gym
Heroes.
Challenge.
Sorry, Gym
Gym
Heroes.
Heroes.
Gym
Gym
Heroes.
Heroes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. This is like the set that I'm actually like really, really, really excited about. And just like the Japanese booster box art, like if the pack is the same as the box,
Even the English pack arts are great. Like
yeah.
they look really good.
I think the Japanese looks better though.
Always. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it has all the trainers
Oh
on
yeah,
one pack.
yeah.
It just I'm like, dude, just
It's got
mind
that like
blown.
Marvel
Like I
like
was
yeah. It's
Yes,
got
bro.
that
Yes.
Marvel
Yeah.
yeah.
I was so, dude, so good. I was like, finally, I'm like stoked. Like
Yeah.
really, really stoked. Like prismatic, like to go back to prismatic,
So
like,
no, before we do, I got a question
oh,
for you.
okay, yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah.
what trainer would you like to see with their Pokemon in this set? Like if you had to pick a trainer.
Well, my favorite trainer is my favorite. Like, I have two favorite trainers. Out like Alistair, just him as a person, the
That's Sword and
whole
Shield, right?
Sword and Shield, yeah. And I didn't even play Sword and Shield. I just like I was what's the Pinterest? Like I always go on
Oh
Pokemon
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pinterest, and he just has the coolest like fan art. And I was like, dude, Alistair is so sick. He has the mask and like uh what I don't even know what Pokemon Alistair has. Obviously some type of ghost type. I think he has like oh my gosh. Does he have Bannet? Does
Bennett,
Alistair have Ban
I
or
I'm not
Banette?
sure. I'm
I
not
forget
sure.
what Pokemon he has, but just him as a character, he's like my favorite as like
Okay.
Pokemon trainer design. But my favorite trainer since a little kid was Lieutenant Surge and Raichu. Just
Okay.
that episode in the anime, like oh my gosh, like that's
Yeah.
my favorite episode of all time.
I
And just
would
like
man, a
it
Lieutenant
just
Surge's Raichu would be gas. Oh, I'd be
dude,
so
and just like
excited.
Raichu's so buff, like Raichu when yeah, the anime just did it so right. Like as a child seeing the evolved version of Pikachu finally
Yeah.
and just see how strong he is, just like oh my god, oh my gosh, yeah. So
Yeah.
that just that and just anyone that had like Blaine would be cool. Like Blaine,
Blame.
obviously like Blaine's Charizard, Blaine's what Magmar, that'd be cool. Cool. So you have Arcanine, right? Blaine has
Yeah.
Arcanine.
Yeah.
Blaine's Arcanine
Oh,
would be pretty cool.
Blaine's. We need an
Give me
Arcanine
a
SIR.
give me
That
a
would
give
be.
me a give me a Blaine's like freaking Growlithe. You know,
Oh my
like throw
gosh, my
some like
friend Hussein would be screaming at you, yes, right now.
yeah,
Like
you're like
his
dude, like
favorite
you
Pokemon's
like
Arcanine.
yeah, like the ends card that we're getting. Like
Yeah.
give me something like that, but with Blaine. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
it'd be hard.
paint Blaine in a different like in a different picture besides him being like tough and like and stuff like that. I always love like that's why I love the Sleepy T-Tar from Battle Style so much
Yeah, of
is because
course.
like is
Take them out
because
of their element, right? Like the
yeah, bro, like
normal, like I'm a big
yeah,
evil. Yeah,
exactly. Like okay,
I
we get
love
it. Like
that.
Tyranitar has had so many cards where he just looks so boss, but like him sleeping because he's full,
Yeah,
it's like it's so sick.
yeah.
But
Like Alakazam always gets the like dark and ominous treatment, so that's why the 151 like
went
SIR is
went
just went
yeah,
crazy. I love that.
so
I think
good.
I've said it already, and but like we haven't seen any of like the Johto starters, so I would love to see like Silver's Totodile or like Silver's
Fire,
like for Alligator. Like I would be
fire.
yeah. We need
Yeah,
those. We need
yeah.
those.
Do you want to? So YouTube user, I don't know if that's such a name, obviously, but the the pull rates are horrific. It just looks like no fun, and unless they ship the printers and blades from Japan, there would be no tens. You know, I had a question for you, Jake.
Yeah.
So like when Pokemon like ups the rate of these reprints coming out. Do you see like a time period of like of PSA 10s kind of going down? Or do you think that the PSA 10s are coming in hot like in the beginning of the sets or maybe in the back end? That was a question I had for you for today.
It's a good question. I do like it goes back and forth. Sometimes I feel like the initial print is either worse or better. It could like I've had like for instance Scarlet and Violet base. I would say like the initial print was really really bad, and then they had a second wave and it was much better.
Mm-hmm.
Same was with Paldea Evolved, and then even I think Obsidian Flames was also that way. I don't even know if Obsidian Flames ever really got better. I just got lucky in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, with like Sword and Shield, I have to say Sword and Shield was probably the most consistent. I think people really complained about Sword and Shield when it came to centering. That was
Mm-hmm.
probably like the biggest thing, but overall like the the like cardboard quality was is way better than Scarlet and Violet. I don't know if it had to do with like the foiling change when it came to the switch from Sword and Shield to Scarlet and Violet, but like Sword and Shield alt arts are like thicker and they feel more sturdy compared
Mm.
to like the SIRs we have in Scarlet and Violet. And we never like we did, but not as prevalent as it is in Scarlet and Violet, where we get like print lines on the back, not necessarily the front. Um, my the one thing that like when Scarlet and Violet first came out, like illustration rares, not special illustration rares, so like the art rares,
Yeah.
they had like they had print lines on the front and back, but it was the way that the foiling was like the way it shifted or like it would switch to a new foil sheet that it would create like these like grid like lines, right? And
Uh,
when I saw that I originally was like, oh, PSA is not going to let this fly, like this is going to be a 9 all day. And then once I started seeing 10s roll in, it was just it was something that they didn't consider as like something that they needed to dock as like a flaw to the card, and that hasn't changed. Like you will see like almost nearly every illustration rare that has like those grid like lines have tens. There's still some that don't have them. You just it's harder to find, but most of the time like that's just the way it is. And with like
yeah.
we didn't have that in Sword and Shield. Like
Mm-hmm.
even like the full art like trainer galleries, I don't even think those had those types of print lines. And if they did, it wasn't as often as we do in Scarlet and Violet. And like not just between the different eras, but I think Sword and Shield was more consistent in terms of the quality. I think that when they were printing like crazy during Sword and Shield with like Fusion Strike or Chilling Rain, that was when we
Mm-hmm.
started to see more off-center cards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
So
man,
I
I
can get my
wish
PSA 8 Gengar is out there for me. Is that what you're telling me?
that card is
Can
crazy right
can I get
now.
can I get a PSA 7 Gengar alt art, guys? Is that in my
Okay,
future?
let's since we're on the topic of Sword and Shield,
Yeah.
every single I've been watching a few of these cards and the way that they are just growing every day. For instance, Gengar was like I don't know 500 or 600 in October,
Mm-hmm.
maybe September, and now we're about triple that. It's $1,500
That's
PSA 10.
dude.
Giratina Giratina is around the same amount right now. I think it's maybe a little less, which is surprising because I think the Giratina is much better than the Gengar.
Mm-hmm.
And
Different strokes, you know.
yeah. No, to
Yeah.
each their own. And I'm a big fan of the V's over the V Maxes. That might be like a
Yeah.
hot take, but I just like
Yeah.
the original Pokemon. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, like some of these cards, like I mean, Umbreon's 3,000. That's like insane.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really looked at what all of the lower end alt arts were doing. And what's really funny to me is that a lot of them haven't moved. So like
Mm.
you look at one that's really slept on right now, and it's a set that's slept on. It's Battle Styles.
Yeah.
And I decided to go to alt and check all of the last solds because I have a complete Sword and Shield alt art set in PSA 10, including all the gallery textured ones from Leafeon to Giratina, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided I was going to add the most recent sales to my spreadsheet, and then I wanted to see what value I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of made me sick to my stomach. How much that set has grown,
So
and
Battle Styles, right?
no,
It's
in
a
total,
oh
but yeah,
total. Oh total. Yeah. Yeah.
total. Yeah, but
Yeah.
in Battle Styles, there's the Urshifu VMAX, the Rapid
Hmm.
Strike. That card
Yeah.
is still that card is still selling. It actually is selling for less than what I bought it for. I paid like 150 for my PSA 10. It's selling for like
Dang.
110. That
Yeah.
Tyranitar is like probably the only card that's really catching wind right now. And it's
Yeah.
because if you think about it, like the alt art set in Battle Styles is 6 cards, and 4 of them is Urshifu because that was when
Single strike. Yeah.
yeah, single strike and
The whole,
rapid
yeah.
strike V and
Hmm.
VMAX.
Yeah.
But that was, I think, when Battle Styles came out, it was introducing the new mechanic for
The new
single strike
mechanic.
and
Yeah.
rapid strike, as well as
Hmm.
Urshifu as a new Pokemon, new legendary Pokemon. So I get
Yeah.
it, but you have Tyranitar and Empoleon left, and
Yep.
Empoleon's still really cheap. I think that card is
Yep.
still super undervalued. Battle Styles is still really cheap. I think it's like one of the cheapest alt art Sword and Shield sets, if not the
Yeah.
cheapest.
I think I made a video on it this past week, but I think it was like 130 last I
Yeah,
checked,
it's
136 or something like that.
those cards are great. There's like the
And
Empoleon and Tyranitar.
I've been preaching battle styles for, I mean, right, one of my boys is in here, Ryan Tran. He can tell you, dude, I've been preaching battle styles for a minute. It's just I had so much fun ripping that set. I just think it's a really good set. Like I know that's gonna be a hot take for everyone because the value and like it may not be some of their favorite cards, but I buy and invest and collect and what I liked
Yeah,
opening.
I mean that
And look
Tyranitar
at,
card.
yeah. And I'm a huge Tyranitar fan. Like I think that Tyranitar, like it's not in the same light as, let's say, like the Giratina or like a serious
Sure,
light,
sure, sure.
but and I think that affects the card. If there was a really aggressive looking Tyranitar in battle styles, kind of like the Urshifu style,
Yeah,
maybe we'd be having a different conversation. But since it's like sleepy, it's like fun, it's like kitty,
yeah,
it kind of gets painted in that picture. But man, I'm telling you, battle styles. I've been preaching battle styles for, damn, dude, 2 years,
yeah,
and I've
yeah,
been buying them at sub $100. I was buying them at 80, still buying them at 100, like,
yeah. I mean, you
and
compare it to like what Astral's doing. Astral has like maybe 2 big cards. You have
yeah,
Machamp, and I think the Beedrill is still really cheap. Anyways,
yeah,
I decided to look, and I was surprised that a lot of those like lower end alts haven't moved at all. It's literally like just the top dogs that are really like really blowing up. Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, let's address. So like Ryan was saying, Pokemon is changing, but in a weird way. Scalpers will never go away. So Ryan, I was thinking of making a video, kind of like talking about this. I think that right now people think that it's scalpers' fault that all this is happening, but the more research I do, I'm pretty firm on collectors and investors being the major corporate, or the major perpetrators. I think collectors want this stuff just as much as the investors want this stuff, especially in English, with all
Yeah.
the hype and stuff. I don't really think it's the scalpers. I think the scalpers are the ones who get the most attention. They're the easiest, fruit to pick.
Yeah, I think so too. That
But
happens a
but
lot,
I
but
don't I
yeah,
don't think it's that.
scalpers are an effect to the problem. They come after the fact.
Yeah, facts. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, no, and
Um,
I agree. And this isn't the first time I've seen this. Like when Champions Path
yeah.
was still on shelves and Hidden Fates was still on shelves late like 2020, 2021. Like
Hmm.
we had people waiting in lines at all of these brick and mortar shops just trying to literally eat up all the product. Celebrations was
Crazy.
the same way. I watched someone
Yeah.
literally take up all of the UPCs of celebrations in front of like like children and all. Like it was wild. Like it was something else. And we're gonna see that because until there's enough product to
Until a bigger
like
guy comes
supply,
and
yeah, well, yeah, I know. So, but like once we have enough supply, like the scalper effect tends to like it uses its
yeah,
like its shine, and
yeah,
they're not to blame, but at the same time I understand the frustration because like they're not in this hobby for the same reasons as a collector or an investor. They're here for a quick flip and they're going to be out. And a lot of the time, like those scalpers end up like taking a hit because they end up buying into things that they have no education on. And they're,
Exactly.
like I said, like evil skies, like someone's
Evil
going to give them
Skies.
some fake
That
booster
that's my
boxes.
favorite set. Evil Skies,
Yeah,
dude.
evil skies. Evil sky scalpers. Oh gosh. But yeah, I think it's there's no one to really blame, and I think that I mean in terms of things feeling weird, it's just that because of like the boom has like there's pluses and there's negatives to this whole situation, right? Like
Yeah,
and Evolving Skies 2.0, like people wanted it, and it's like be careful what you wish for, right? Like
yeah.
and this isn't, in my opinion, I still think 151 is like the Evolving Skies 2.0. Like people can, and that's, yeah, I mentioned this in my rant video, but it's not necessarily about like it being an EV set. It's just about the popularity and like the demand behind it. And I still think 151 is going to be the best set of Scarlet and Violet era long term, like super long term. I think there's still a lot of heat to come. I think the
Yeah.
black and white set's going to be crazy. I think Journey Together is going to be crazy. Team Rocket, I'm very very excited for. Team Rocket's like probably my favorite Wizards of the Coast set.
Hmm.
Um, but
So
yeah.
your boy Quill is saying top signals everywhere. Do
Oh,
you
there it
uh
is.
do you
Yes. I
agree?
mean, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
look anywhere and around. Like I was at a coffee shop ordering, and I saw to my left that there was like just someone like illustrating like Pokemon on their like iPad, and I
Yeah.
assume like they have no like. I reached out, I was like, hey, do you collect Pokemon cards? Like guys, do you like do commissions for your artwork? And they're like, I have never collected Pokemon cards. I'd love to draw Pokemon. I'm like, there's
That's
signals
sick.
everywhere. There's
That's
signals
sick.
everywhere. It's
Yeah.
like people. I forgot where did I see this. I mean, for instance, my girlfriend's playing the Pokemon
Pocket.
Pocket game. Yeah, she's
I'm
like level.
dude. I'm addicted.
And
It's
she
taken over
doesn't
my life.
collect. There's plenty of top signals. It's all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. I'm so tempted to take profits on my Fusion Strike and just sell at 500.
Yeah.
Like I'm
I have been thinking the same. I've been considering selling a lot of my sealed product right now because I think the market definitely overvalues it compared
yeah.
to me. Like I got my Fusion Strike booster box for like $80. Like
Yeah. Do you want to tackle that? I think this was more towards you, Jake, this question.
yeah.
The Can you read that from your angle?
Yeah.
On mine it's like all small.
The thinnest cards I've ever seen came out of the Lucario T-Tar heavy hitters boxes. Not only did they have no hits, but those cards were so thin. You know what? I did hear about that. Though that was Sword and Shield from Costco, I think, or not Costco, but Sam's Club. I never opened any of that product. I always thought
Hmm.
those big bulky boxes were just like from a sealed perspective, they're too massive. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did hear that those cards were super thin, flimsy.
I I didn't know how big those boxes were until Eric brought one over to open for
Oh,
himself
I
for our
see.
Christmas. And dude, that thing is like
Is like
it's
this
so
big, bro.
big for no
Yeah,
reason. For no
yeah,
reason. I was
for
like,
no reason. The amount of
like
man, the environmental impact of the Pokemon Company is
yeah,
crazy.
that was my first thought when I first got back in the hobby because I was just cracking open tins like no one's business. I'm like, what? We just print all these cool images on tins and then we just recycle them. Like, oh
Yep.
my gosh, it's terrible. Let's see. Let's take this one. Christian Campos. The difference is only scalpers are the one having WWE cage matches in Costco. True. Yeah, you're right, dude. You're not wrong. It's the fact that we have to have armed security at Costco's is just dumb. Like I'm gonna make a video talking like I have a few shorts of me going to Costco and filming the 151 UPCs for like months. They were sitting there. And then all of a sudden people wanted to like give a little people's elbow to someone like
Yeah.
for some tins.
I
Like
mean,
tins, guys, like the
it's
UPC is like a
yeah.
better value. There's promos in there. Like, what do we? You guys say that you guys want all these products for, you're all anti-scalping, but the product's just sitting there for so long. It wasn't until like PokeRev or whoever your favorite PokeTuber tells you that it's hot, and then
No,
you go run out, and then you're like, I need it. It's like, dude, it was there, bro. Like
yeah, it's there.
dinner
I
has
mean,
been ready. Dinner has been ready for
for a
hours, and
while,
it's
and
cold, and the dinner is cold now.
for real.
Like,
Yeah, no,
come
and like
on,
I
man.
thinking about that, like from that perspective, 100%. Like I feel the same way. It's just like everyone doesn't, people don't want it until it's hot, right? But at the same time, there's a
Hmm.
lot of new people in the hobby that are just like they're fresh and they hear
Yeah,
151 and they're like, oh, but yeah, like 151, I bought so much of that on TikTok for
yeah,
60
yeah,
UPCs, bro. $60
yeah,
UPCs. Like I still have four of those. I have plenty of Pokemon Center ETBs. I have booster bundles like out the ass at this point.
yeah,
Like, and
yeah,
I'm starting to think I should start selling because I have like
for sure,
wait,
dude, for
it
sure.
makes it, and I get it. I mean, people are just gonna. That's the thing. People are gonna overspend right now, like hard,
Yeah,
and I think people are gonna burn out, and
facts.
they're gonna be in debt. Sadly, there's gonna be a lot of people just like paying rent money for Pokemon cards.
Dude, what's that financial guru, the old white dude with bald, he's balding right here. He gives people like financial advice.
Oh, I just saw that video.
Oh, but dude,
I
the
just
guy with
saw that.
twenty six thousand
Yeah,
dollars
twenty six
investing in
thousand.
Pokemon.
Yeah, dude,
I was
he
like,
was
top
buying.
signal.
Yeah, he was apparently he was spending money on followers on social media,
Oh,
basically trying
oh,
to like
oh,
he was like trying to get like he's basically trying to become like famous in the like the Pokemon like
space.
community, trying to like do whatnot or something like that. And yeah, he was
What
faking
a,
it until he made it and
oh my
lost
God.
yeah, got
Lost his wife.
divorced.
He
Yeah,
lost his wife and 26K. So
absolutely.
crazy.
It's
But
sad. It's sad because that's
that
like
but
yeah.
that's like, obviously that's not where the where everyone stands, but the bad financial decisions that come with a Uber bull market is, I'm like, I know these PokeTubers that I'm watching that are showing that what they're buying. I'm like, I know you don't make six figures. I know you aren't buying four cases every single release. Like, it's just not financially, like, you're 18 years old. Like, unless you're
Yeah, there's
22,
kids.
unless like,
I've had like I've
oh
had my
man.
listings. I have a few listings on like Facebook Marketplace of stuff,
Hmm.
and I get kids trying to like offer me all this money, and I'm like, where are
A
you
car
getting
wash.
this from? Yeah. uh,
Leonidas said Henry scalpers are the result of lack of supply. Lack of supply, Pokemon's fault. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, and I understand everyone's just like, it's Pokemon's fault why we're tackling each other for a ETB. But at the
yeah,
end of the day, it's like, dude, most of us are grown adults. We don't need to be acting like this for glowy, shiny cardboard as much as, I mean, me and you were talking about it. We're like, most of the people are acting like they need it, like they
yeah.
need the newest set. And even if you're an investor in this space and you think that it's a great play to invest in, Trastal or Journey Together, like you're not that good of a Pokemon investor because there's literally hundreds of plays on the
Hmm.
table right now. And you can go to my channel and Jake's channel. Like I'm more sealed, like for like one-off stuff, and Jake's the grading guy. Like Jake could probably turn, 1K to 10K pretty fast, faster than your Journey Together or your Terrestrial or, one of those sets.
That's the
So
problem. People think
just in
that there's just
singles,
like a
dude.
quick flip stuff. There's like
It's not
it's not. It takes a lot of like research
legwork. A lot
and
of
yeah,
legwork.
lots of legwork. And people are looking for a quick buck. That's like the society we live in right now. Is like, how can I make a quick dollar today? You know what I mean?
Yep.
What's the hot take?
I see Quilly. Hot take. Real collectors aren't complaining right now. They just know it's a phase and are patient. They're here when boxes were sub 100. It's people here because of the hype that are hollering for sure. What's
Oh
that
yeah.
saying? They say like the the loudest person of the room isn't the majority, or there's
Mm,
the loudest people aren't the majority or something like that.
mm,
That's kind of how I feel right now. Like the people that are making the most noise are the newbies. All these, and the people like me and you, we're just sitting back. We're like, look, we tried. You tried on the Pokemon Center, didn't get through.
Yeah,
It's
and
good. Like
that's
we
the
know
thing.
it's just we know it's
We
just
know
gonna
when
wait.
it's like, okay, exactly, and that's the thing is like the newer people, they have that experience and they automatically think, okay, what's the next option? Like, what do I do now? Like, I have to like get this, like I have to be first to the next play. Like, how do I get it? And it's just relax, man.
Yeah,
Relax.
it's not this the I was on OK Lo's stream last night, and this one guy, he's like, man, it's giving Tweaker energy right now. I was like, facts, dude. Like you guys are like, you guys just can't. You guys always have to have the newest, shiniest thing. Like I've made
Yeah,
tons of videos talking about that. I'm like, dude, you can go open Future Flush. It's fun. It's a great set. Go
yeah,
open freaking base set. Still fun set. Like
yeah.
go open Silver Tempest. Still a great set. Go back to
I
Sun
mean,
and Moon. There's
yo,
some great singles that are really cheap.
you can go
Like
on
you still
Target
fun.
site right now and you can still buy Paradox temporal ETBs. They're all
Yeah.
still available. Like,
Yeah.
I, it's
Yeah,
people just
my
want,
brother-in-law just bought a Palday Evolve ETB yesterday
yeah,
and ripped it. Like
yeah.
they're out
I
there,
mean,
dude. Like,
it's out there. People want booster boxes, they want cases, and it's just like,
yeah, it's kind of I think guys like me and you and just like your boy Quilly, like just the veterans, like we're over here with a microphone, like a loud microphone, telling everybody like it's not worth it. Like you
yeah,
trying to
no,
talk to the masses, and they're just like, we don't care, prismatic, 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 prismatic. We don't care. We want prismatic, and it's like you guys are gonna spend $25 for a booster pack, $20 a booster pack, and get nothing,
yeah,
and then complain that the hobby is cooked.
yep.
It's like,
I'm
no,
not gonna,
you're cooked.
I'm not gonna
Like your
say who.
mindset is
Yeah,
cooked.
I'm not gonna say who because I don't want them to feel like I'm calling them out specifically.
Uh,
But
yeah.
there
Eric?
was some. No,
No.
no, no. There was someone that's kind of. There's someone that's new to collecting that I've made friends with, and the Blooming Waters thing at Costco, right? And the
hmm
release is supposed to be this week. Like I know Seattle got theirs, but your Costco's around North America should be getting them um, very very soon, or in the United States they should be getting them very
Yeah.
soon. And
hmm
I told him that like it's just not worth it. And this morning
Yeah.
he drove past Costco 3 times just to see if there was a
No.
line, just to see if there was a line outside to make sure that like he wasn't missing out. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's really not. Like the you feel gross after, and like I was there with Champions Path trying to just get a couple ETBs, and I
hmm
mean, it's not an enjoyable experience. Everyone that's there, I it doesn't it doesn't feel like people are there to collect. They're just
Yeah.
there's honestly what felt like sports guys there, just like
Yeah.
buying anything and everything they can. I'm
Yeah.
seeing Eddie's comment. Unloading your gains is tough too. Yeah,
For sure.
I can definitely be guilty of that a lot of the time, and I sometimes need to be better about taking my own advice, which is why I'm like reconsidering things that I want to sell. But like I've talked about my 151 position. Like it's a small position in terms of like it's relatively small overall, but like I'm so bullish on that set that I would hate to let that set go anytime
hmm
soon. Because like my goal with a lot of this sealed stuff was like minimum 10 years.
Yeah.
That's just a minimum, and it could be
Minimum.
longer. But like 151 is a very special set to me. I'm I'm a big fan of that set. So like although there's a lot of gains to be made with that set, I'd rather just hold on to most of it. I think I can sell some of it, and
Yeah.
like my Evolving Skies, I have like regular ETBs, Pokemon Center ETBs, a booster box. I don't think I'm gonna sell those because I only have like the two arts of each ETB and one booster box. Um, but like I have some random booster boxes that I can sell that are worth way more than what I was spending back in 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
Um, but like yeah, I can condense and like let go. Like I have some team up check lane blisters that like I'm like
Fire.
I think I could sell those right now. Those are going for like $70 a piece, and I'm probably in at them at like 10 to 15.
That's
Um,
insane, dude.
yeah,
Flip those
There's a
puppies.
lot of that. I know, yeah. And like I don't know if you know about the UPC promos, the Charizard UPC promos. I just found out.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Don't you
Shouts out to.
we were
Did
talking
I
about it
tell
last
you?
night. You
Did
said
I tell you?
yeah, you said
Yeah.
to me. Yeah. That's how you
Oh my
that's how
gosh.
you about the
Oh,
Charizards.
the Charizards.
The Charizards. Yeah, I got
Man.
the Charizards. I got three of them.
So the reason why I
Yeah.
found out was in our group chat, Quilly was like he showed us the last three cells and it was hidden to what card it was. He's like, it's a modern Charizard, and I kept going and I kept looking and I finally figured it out. It was a Charizard V Star UPC promo that's selling for like $350 to $400 right now. And I'm like, hold on,
Cooked.
I have
We're
two of
cooked.
those. I have one for the set, and then I have the sequential set with the Mewtwo. And then I was like, wait, I also have sealed promos. What are the sealed promos going for? I bought all of my sealed promos of those UPC Zards for $8 a piece. They're
We're
selling
cooked.
like, so there's like arbitrage happening too. Quilly doesn't know this because I
Yeah.
haven't had a chance to tell him, but
Yeah.
on 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 eBay, you can buy the sealed promos for around 60 to 65 bucks roughly.
Hmm.
But if you look at what the individual cards are selling for on TCG Player, it's like $20 more than that. So like I'm not selling them for that eBay price. I'm planning to sell them for about 80 a piece, meaning I'm like 100xing on those. I'm probably going to sell a few of those. And I also have like 20 or 25 of the Mew EX promos that I bought for like $2 to $3. Um,
Jeez. Yeah,
and
that's
those are
there's a
those are
ticking.
$25 to $30 right now.
Oh my
The
gosh,
oh
dude.
the 10, the PSA 10, the English copy is going for 350. I just found
I'm saying, bro,
out today.
you want to talk about a bull market? Like when I see promos like that going nuts,
I'll be right
bull
back.
bull market. But okay, I'm gonna take Goru's question while Jake's coming back. Hey guys, I'm not sold on Journey Together. I'm not saying it will be bad, just don't see anything great. Well, for me, like we talked about it in the beginning of this podcast, and for Jake, trainers are just so special to us. Any set that focuses mainly on the trainers, I'm completely there for, or here for. But hopefully we can get some
I
OG
want to,
trainers.
yeah,
It's not looking like we're gonna get any OG trainers.
I think
It's
we will.
I I mean did you listen to Pokey Beach's last podcast? He was
I
saying
haven't.
it. He was saying that the four it's just gonna be the four that are locked in. So and me and Eric were talking about it too. I can totally see Pokemon just running the four and
Okay,
just it is what it is. But
I think that's a possibility, but I know
you're
that it's a
thinking the
new
wild card.
mechanic.
Yeah.
I'm taking the wild card because I think that um we're gonna see more. If we don't see it in Journey Together, we're gonna see more partner Pokemon throughout this Scarlet and
Yeah.
Violet era because we
Yeah.
get Rockets, and those are gonna be Rocket Pokemon. They're not gonna be Dark Pokemon. They've already told us that Dark is not gonna be in the titles. They're only sticking with Rocket type or Rocket Gym Pokemon or whatever you want to call it. Rockets Blastoise, Rockets Charizard, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rockets Mewtwo.
Hmm.
But I do think that we'll see more. I'm hoping we do because like people are you can't really have that big of an opinion on what the set's going to be without seeing what the set is. We've seen 5 or 6
Yeah.
cards. So anyone saying that it's not going to be a great set or it's going to be a bad set or it's even you can't even really say that it's going to be a great set because we've only seen 5 cards. To have a
Yeah.
neutral opinion is the only real opinion that matters
Yeah. Yeah. But
because we haven't seen anything.
for me, Lily's in it and Marnie's in it. It's gonna be awesome. Like that's for
Oh
me.
my gosh.
That's for me. Like
What
that's
about the
it.
husbandos, bro?
I don't care about. It's not even. Dude, I'm a huge Clefairy fan,
Okay.
so I'm in, and
I
I like
I
Marnie the
do like
Dene.
Clefairy.
Like Marnie is such a cool trainer. Like those two, I'm in. I'm in.
Did you say
It's gonna be
Dedenne?
it's the Dene. I love the Dene.
This card again, bro.
Oh
$3.
yeah,
Three
$3, dude.
dollars.
Is that English or of course it's
Yeah,
English?
it's English, of course. I think this was a promo. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a. I think it's a collection box promo.
Yeah, and
I
then
believe.
here's those those cards.
Jeez, that's your retirement fund right there.
At this point, it might as well
That's
be, bro.
that's so awesome.
Yeah,
Flex on Jake.
I'm definitely selling a bunch of this stuff, dude. Like, but then again,
Yeah,
I really got to be careful because I gotta see which like if there's any chance that like some of these have 10 because like
Tens. Yeah.
I should have bought the guy out. I was very picky about these and I looked for like the
Hmm.
best well-centered copies because you can't see the
Yeah.
back, right? You can only base
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
off the front. And I should have bought all the
Mm,
Mewtwo's. I don't even think I bought. I only have a few of the Mewtwo's. I wish I bought more of
mm,
those because,
yeah.
but it's just one of those things like this was a no-brainer. This was the most big no-brainer. I'm sorry, Quilly. I'm not a savant. You just weren't using your noodle. Like this card was $3. You're telling me,
Yeah.
um, promo or not, promo or not,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is. You look
Facts.
at the Japanese equivalent. You look at how that's performing.
Yeah.
Regardless,
Have that
UPCs
car.
are limited. They're
Yep.
not like a ETB. They don't print those like they do anything else.
Yeah.
And this was three. I mean I bought some of these at $2. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I
Flex.
bought as many as I could, and I mean I don't always make great plays like this. I've taken L's.
For sure. Yeah.
I bought a bunch of Lucarios, and those are still those are still the same amount. Like those haven't moved. Maybe that's a play
What?
now, Quilly. Go buy out all the Lucarios.
Le you want to take Leonidas' question
Yeah,
right here?
Henry. Every person I've sold. Oh wait, yeah, Henry. Every person I've sold part of my collection, people have told me they are just getting into the hobby. Yeah. I think my friend Sal in the group chat, he was telling us that Rev was live and he was just opening Prismatic, right? And he put up a poll that said like, how long have you been in the hobby? And the first one was like 1 month. The second one was like 2 to 3 months. The fourth one was like 3 to 6 months, and the last one was like 1 year plus. And there was like a large amount that was 1 month, like a lot.
Yeah.
There is the amount of demand and new people in the hobby right now is probably way more than what we saw during the pandemic
Pandemic. Yeah.
because it was very this is the latest and greatest stuff compared to like back then it was like the vintage stuff was hot. And there was like I said earlier, there's a lot of demand for modern at the time. But yeah, it's all like this whole boom is modern focused and
Hmm.
it's showing like it's a crazy domino effect, and you can't blame Pokemon at the end of the day because they are the strategic masterminds, but they cannot see into the future. They don't have a crystal ball. They don't. They can only like predict so much,
Yeah.
and and I mean, obviously, this is how it goes at the end of an era. Those last 3 to 4, 5 sets, they're hot every time. You look at Sword and Shield, you got Lost Origin, you got Silver Tempest, you got Astral, you got Crown Zenith. Like they were hit after hit. Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
we're gonna leave out. We're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Um, Pokemon Go is yeah. I saw.
Weird.
It
Real
is so
weird.
funny, dude. Nostalgia had a Pokemon Go rip stream, and I'm like, the rip and stream like rip and ship streamers are down so bad if they're flipping Pokemon Go because they cannot get product of any other set. If you're
Uh,
ripping Pokemon Go on stream and you're
Wild.
profiting, that is a top signal, boys and girls. That is a top signal.
Facts. Facts.
Um, but yeah, so there's a lot of people in the hobby right now, and you're gonna see a lot of that, and a lot of them will stick around, and a lot of them won't. That's how
Yeah.
it goes.
I really hope the people that are subscribed to me are loyal Pokemon fans and just like are down for the cause. Like I think we could both like curate our own audiences, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think we're both have like scalpers or like flippers like in our communities.
Oh,
I hope not.
uh,
But
uh, dude, I did go to Target and buy. I think I bought like six or eight ETBs of Lost Origin because they were still
fire.
They were still price matching the Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
Dude, someone I didn't know it, but I checked Twitter later that day, and someone had snapped a photo. By the way, 4 of them were for
Of
me,
you?
and 4 of them were for a friend. Snapped a
Oh,
photo
okay.
and said the
Hey,
scalper
Joe
took
Jake.
them all. No, no,
Joe
no,
Jake.
no.
Oh,
It said
Joe Jake
scalper
scalping.
bought them all, and I'm like, dude, they were sitting there, and they've been there for yeah. So, just it is what it is.
It's
Until
just
like
like this. You're just like
perception is everything. No,
there's
I'll
a
have to
picture
send
picture
you.
of you, dude.
I'll have to send it to you. But at
That's
$20 an
hilarious.
ETB, I mean, I'm sitting on them. Like it makes no sense not to. Like Lost
Yeah.
Origin just going up.
Do you see Eddie's Tell me this
What
will
did he
make you
say?
chuckle. This will make you
I was
chuckle.
giving those promos out like candy. You know what? Yeah, Eddie. Honestly, everyone was, and I
When
wish I was
keeping it
thinking.
real goes wrong.
It's just, I mean, when they're readily available, nobody wants it. That's exactly what that comment is saying, Eddie. Thank you for sharing. Maybe this time around with this new Eevee promo, you won't be giving them out like candy. uh,
Yeah, so this Pokemon or YouTube user right here, so he's talking about he had to flip some of his UPCs to pay for a broken pipe. I feel you, dude. Pokemon a few times has paid for a couple of my bills when I was down bad. I was texting you, Jake. Remember when I was like, dude, I gotta sell some booster boxes. I'm kind of like down.
I, I've
So it's kind of
I've been
nice
there.
when it's kind of nice when the market's like this. It's kind of free money
When
that
it's
we've been.
so, yeah, exactly. If you want to move stuff, now is the time. Like, it is liquid.
Yeah.
It is very liquid, and it's not always gonna
Uh,
be this way.
let's see. It was over 30% of poll respondents that were brand new out of 10K peeps. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, he was saying he had two
Oh,
cases. Okay.
dang, dude. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
30% of the poll response. Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. That's 3,000 people. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah. So do you want to tackle the Japanese market of what's going on over there? What's our predictions? Do
Yeah,
you,
let's do it.
with kind of wanted to just towards the back end of this stream to kind
Yeah,
of give
yeah.
some love to the Asian market. Um, I'm really hoping that Pokemon in English just corrects this problem of the madness before we get to the point where people are going to start going over to Japanese to then
Mm.
scalp that and overhype that market. I love Japanese the way that it is. It is awesome. Like I feel like I'm in a healthy Pokemon hobby over here.
You know
I
what's
don't have
so
to
funny
deal with
hearing you
the
say that?
like oh,
I felt that way in 2023 when Scarlet and Violet base was fresh. We had Palday and
yeah,
Palday evolved,
yeah,
and all the way through Paradox, nearly like that whole time period, I felt exactly like that. It was easy. People were too. I mean, remember Clayburst?
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I
everyone else
I
on the Japanese side was hot, right? And
it was
so
hot.
I'm over here chilling with $90 Palday Evolved booster boxes,
Yep.
and that set, I mean, it's still one of the best sets. Illustration rare wise, it's like probably S tier. Like, you
Yeah.
got Tyranitar, you got Magikarp, you got Raichu, you got
I
so many.
I was I was on Pokemon
Maryland.
USA's stream with Nostalgianomics, and they took my question. I said, Paldea Evolved looks like it's gonna for me is gonna be the best set in the whole era. Like I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and say this set is S tier, and they all called me
Uh,
crazy. Everyone in the chat called me crazy.
Palday
Nostalgianomics was
Evolved.
like, he's like, I don't
I
see.
mean,
He's like, it's a okay set. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? You throw that Paldea Evolved in the Sword and Shield era, that thing may be top, top two, top
I
three.
knew I knew that the Scarlet and Violet era was gonna be. I mean, I think it's better than Sword and
Banger.
Shield. I knew it was
Yeah,
because it
just
came
yeah,
out the gate. It came out the like
hot,
quality
hot.
aside, it came out great. Scarlet and Violet
Yeah.
base is still like, it's a great set. Like,
Hmm.
the illustration rares. I mean, ask for anything like that prior to any base set. You're not getting any of that. You're not.
Facts. Base
And
sets are always super tough.
when I saw Paldea Evolved and I saw how many illustration rares were in one set, and I was like, what the hell is the rest of this generation gonna look like? Like, to me, this is setting up. This is, if there's no gimmick yet, which was the Terra like SIRs, we hadn't seen like any of the
Yeah.
rainbow borders. Like,
Hmm.
something's about to happen, and it wasn't until a little after that it started. The first signal, in my opinion, in English market going crazy was the Greninja, and it was because, well, actually, if we could go even further, we could say temporal forces, because that was when
Yeah.
apparently we had changes in the pull rates,
Yeah.
and from there we saw the Ghastly, saw that get that the whole thing, and then Twilight Greninja was apparently really hard to pull, so it went
Yeah.
up, and that card has been consistently like selling for 300 plus raw, 600 to 700 and a 10,
Nasty.
and those were like the first signals in Scarlet and Violet, and then after that we had a weird period during the summer with Shrouded Fable and Stellar Crown, and then there was just too much buzz with Surging Sparks, and from here on out, it's been a domino effect of hype and demand,
Yeah,
basically.
I think with the whole Shrouded Fable and what was the one what was Trust or was the blue Stellar Crown in
Stellar
English.
Crown. Hmm.
With those two sets being that bad for the majority collectors, right?
Sure,
I
sure.
didn't I like the Lacey card. I thought that card was beautiful. There is it is it's pretty like pretty
Yeah,
mid, but it's like a beach ball, right? It's like with those two sets, the whole Pokemon market as a beach ball was just being pushed further and further. So I knew the moment that we got a pretty good set going into Surging Sparks, it was over, dude. The market was hungry. There were like sharks just waiting to strike. And then once that went down, I was like, oh my gosh, dude. Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
because remember like we talked about on our last stream about how the Terra Pikachu for the entire first half of Scarlet and Violet, people said that they hated the hats. They hated. You can go on our Pokemon investing all day. This you know the this era's cooked. It's such it's gonna it's I have no faith for the back end. Blah 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 because of the hats. Surfing Sparks comes out and the whole market just changed overnight. And I'm like, okay, well, here we go. And then the next set's the evolution set. Oh my gosh, what are we doing?
Yeah,
Like
I know. And
if
then
these
there's
prices are
hype
that,
around partner Pokemon Rocket. Yeah, like it's gonna be. I
like,
am excited for the year. Don't get me wrong. Like
yeah,
I absolutely can't wait to see what they do with these sets. I'm actually like ecstatic, but I'm playing the patient game with them.
for sure, you
But
have to,
going
dude.
back to the Japanese,
Oh yeah,
like
my bad,
I
my
don't.
bad.
No. I was just gonna say like I'm buying Japanese Rocket. I'm buying a case of that easily.
Oh,
Like
facts, dude.
I
That's no brainer.
that's like to me that's 151 and Rocket are the two sets that I will put money into sealed wise.
Yeah,
I'll probably pick up some singles too. Like I don't have
yeah,
them by me, but I've been picking up some of the cheap Terrestrial Festival SIRs. I got the Palafin, I got the Blood Moon. I sent you the photo of the beard.
sick. Yeah, so sick.
I got that, and I got the Goldengo. All like eight to $9 cards. I'm
I'm
like,
telling
come
you,
on now.
and over there in Japan, they're probably like $3.
And
You know?
I told you this, like I texted you, I was just like, hey, like buy these now, continue to buy them while they're still cheap because
Hmm.
I don't think it's gonna last for you guys on the Japanese side.
Yeah,
I'm very certain it's gonna be a repeat of what we saw with past sets where um, the demand shifts because it's overpriced, it's hard to get, and people want the texture and people prefer the quality of Japanese. Like if you look at
yeah.
the Umbreon, the new Umbreon, I just saw the English one. It's so it's so flat
More
and
flat, more
yeah,
flat. I know.
the texture in Japanese just
It, that's
it's not even subjective. It's objective. Like
yeah,
Japanese
yep,
print
yep,
is always and will be better. And
yep.
so I just think things are gonna have a repeat of last time. I don't know when,
Yeah.
but Prismatic's just too hype. It's hard to get.
I I I I'm gonna I'm gonna disagree respectfully.
No,
I think English gets it together, and then it just it takes its people with it, you know.
I'll
And
add to
I
it.
yeah, go for it.
It's gonna get it together, but it's gonna be too late.
Oh,
And
don't tell me that, dude. Come on, don't tell me that.
that's where I think English market will get it together. I think the demand will the supply will be enough for the demand, or at least close to it, where we
Hmm.
won't see the prices that we're seeing now. And this is a repeat. I think Quilly even said it. Like, don't forget that people were selling Crown Zenith packs for $20 at release. You
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
celebrations? People were buying celebrations for $30 a pack. Like
Hmm.
that was like a 5 card pack. Like what? Yeah, it's a repeat. History repeats itself.
Yeah, exactly.
But that being said, I think there will be another cooling off market like we had when Scarlet and Violet first took off. I think both English and Japanese at early Scarlet and Violet. I'm talking like base set. Things were at a calming point, but I'm always saying like, oh, I can't wait for there to be a calming period, but at the same time, this stuff's pretty exciting. Like,
Yeah,
I get down when I'm thinking about it sometimes. It's mostly just the way we interact with one another and the like the
it's
danger that comes
aggressive.
with it. It's very
It's
aggressive and
aggressive.
I'm not an aggressive person. I'm not. So that just like gives me the ick. But aside from that, it's really exciting as a collector, and I think if you don't like, I'm the same. I'm the same way. It's like if my collection went to zero, like I'd still be a collector. But obviously that has an impact, right? Like that
Yeah.
has an impact. So it is exciting when your value, like the cards that you believe in, like this Mew, are going up in value. Like
Hmm.
it's just how we are as human beings. Like,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I'm trying to find ways to enjoy it while it's around because it's not going to be like this forever.
Yeah.
The answer is yes, Quilly.
Yeah,
Do I max out my
Quilly,
credit card?
Quilly, if it's in Japan, is this for Japanese evolutions? 1,000%, I'm
Turn
on
off your
board.
brain and just do it.
Yeah, and send me the link and I'll do it right there with you, bud. I'm down. I'm so bummed. I had a chance to buy the Jolteon on eBay for $25. Buy it now, free shipping. Oh my God, I was so broke at that week. I was like, I can't spend $25 right now on a Pokemon card. And then they had the Leafeon for like $22, $20, something like that. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my
they dipped pretty
gosh.
quickly for a little bit and then they just kind of went back up. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, there's gonna be a like a true support line once things like all of this supply gets into the population and a lot more gets ripped. Like prismatic singles are gonna be crazy off the rip, but I think there will be a
yeah,
point where they're actually available
yeah, yeah,
at a decent
100%.
price. Just you gotta,
Yeah,
it's a waiting game. Like my goal is to have all of those SIRs and tens. Like I'm still working on a Scarlet and Violet PSA 10 set.
yeah, you're
I'll just
crazy.
while I'm doing it, well, right now I'm just like, dude, like I told you, like all of the other SIRs in Twilight Masquerade are like sub
Yeah,
$100. The only one
yeah,
that's over $70 is Ursaluna. Ursaluna I paid like 110 for, but like
hmm,
Sinistcha, the mask, all four masks are like 50 to $60. So like, yeah, they're not the greatest SIRs, but they're still PSA 10s from Twilight Masquerade. Like, and
yeah,
we see what that set's doing overall.
yeah.
Um,
Love that
yeah.
set.
What do you
Love
think of
that set.
the What do you think of the mask in
Twilight?
Twilight versus like Terrestrial Festival or Prismatic?
Yeah, I don't like the mask for Prismatic and Terrestrial,
Me either. I
like at
don't
all.
either. At all.
It's a cool style of art. They just don't look like Pokemon cards
Yeah,
to me.
they
To me.
looked like
And I'm a Ogrepon fan, dude. I love
yeah.
Ogrepon. Like it's such. I have two plushies I got from Japan that I
The
love Ogrepon.
the
But
four Ogerpon masks from Twilight, I like the art. I see what they were doing with it. And
yeah,
they look nice side by side with one another, like as
yeah,
a four set. Yeah.
yeah. I hope like I hope going. I mean, we actually didn't do like a 2025 episode, but I really hope like going forward in Pokemon we just get different art like going into Gen 10. I see how they kind of did that with the masks in Trestle Festival with like I said they're so different. If you just put those to like most of the cards in the set, they
Hmm.
don't really look like Pokemon cards. Like I said, I've been opening One Piece and those cards, dude, the texture is crazy. They're so beautiful. I'm like, dude, Pokemon like is kind of falling behind. I hope they step their game up going into 2025. Um,
My hope is
uh,
quality just gets better. That's my like
yeah, yeah,
I love my
we're
minty
two different
stuff.
we're two
Yeah.
different markets, dude.
Yeah.
I just want shiny art that I can
Yeah,
like
no,
put in my
hear me. Like,
binder.
oh, absolutely. Like that's
Yeah,
why I like modern is because of these alt arts. Like if they
yeah,
didn't have this style or they weren't this creative with their art, I wouldn't be here. I
yeah.
do have some like I think there's a few Pokemon that are gonna get SIRs or illustration rares that they've
Hmm.
kind of leaked hints to in this next couple sets.
Hmm.
Lapras EX is coming as an SIR. That's my one of my biggest predictions right now. I
Yeah.
think we're getting a Kyogre illustration, or not an illustration rare, but a special illustration rare EX. I
Hmm.
think it's going to be a matching. It's going to be a part of the artwork that goes with that Groudon.
Yeah.
And there's another Pokemon. Oh, Dragonite will get either a Terra SIR or a regular EX by the end of the year.
$5,000 card right there.
For
Easily.
Eric's
For
gonna have to
Eric.
save a few paychecks, man.
That fool might faint if he sees a
Yeah.
Dragonite SAR, dude. He
Oh.
was so dude, he was so bummed. I remember because like remember Eric like looks at the charts a little bit because I send it to him because he has to for the podcast, and same thing with the previews. But once he found out that there was no Dragonite in Paradise Dragona, he was so
He's
off the set.
devastated.
He was devastated. He's like, "What do you mean we're not getting a Dragonite in a dragon set?" I was like, "Dude, it's from the area of the game. As there's no Dragonites there." He's like, but it's a dragon set. Like, it's the dragon. I'm like, yeah, dude,
I mean, they
Pokemon
put they put a Alolan Executor before Dragonite, which is like crazy to me.
crazy.
But that card is
Um,
cool. I do like that card.
it is. It is. I love. I remember I talked about on the last our last live the 3D model of like it was like a Rotom like scanned. I think it's from the
Oh,
anime, and it's like the 3D scan of like Alolan Executor is so funny. Like I LOL'd so hard and on it's just like fat round body, just makes no sense. Little wings, tiny little wings. You're like, what is going on here? But one of the top, I hated on that thing for so long. I was like, but now I freaking love that Pokemon. It's so funny, like so funny. Quilly, did you see the Quilly's comment? Can't wait
I
to hear what
know.
Jake, known Japanese card hater, has to say about Japanese.
I'm not. I collect some Japanese. Like
Hey,
I've
hey,
literally
hey,
got.
hey, Quilly, just look at Jake's eyes when I talk about Korean. I think they do a full,
I
just
roll.
double eye roll.
I mean, you probably grade tens all day with that Korean quality, though. I'll tell you
Oh
that.
no,
That's for
dude, Korean
sure.
quality is the worst. It's pretty
Is it? Oh, it's
bad.
really that bad? Oh my!
Yeah,
I
dude,
thought it
here
was
I
good.
no, it's pretty bad. Oh, dude, they just pop up like they just bend it.
Oh, that's fine. PSA doesn't consider that any damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it flattens out as
Oh,
long as there's. Yeah, if it warps like that, like PSA will just be like, oh, okay. Once it goes in the slab, it's fine.
oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
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 good
no,
to know.
stuff
Good
like
to know.
that. But, um, yeah, as long as there's no like print lines, edge whitening, or stuff like that, you're good. Not that English garbage that we get.
Yeah, I man, I can't wait for the Korean market to get its stuff together. Like
I
I
think you're
said, like
gonna
I
be
think
waiting for a long time.
no, dude, I don't think so. I think Korean like I'm on some Asian market Reddit with Pokemon, and everyone's saying they're like, no, Korean they're seeing what Chinese is doing, simplified
Oh,
nutrition Chinese is doing, and with their own cards, like they're just everyone's predicting that, or
they're gonna have
rumors
their
hearsay that
own exclusive
they're going to do
cards.
their own exclusive cards. And me and Eric were planning a Korea trip
Those.
this year.
Oh,
And
that would be awesome.
I'm very curious to see what those cards are doing over there.
Oh,
Um, probably dirt cheap. You
yeah,
know,
I
sell
imagine so.
like I said, I got the Celebi right here for what I say like
That card has
sub
gone crazy in English
nine
recently.
dollars. I got this $8, $10, something like
Wow.
that. Sub $10.
I
But
like it.
yeah, I'm kind of going back. I want to go back to what you said earlier in the stream. You said you're trying to find like joy in it in like kind of different ways. You can kind of touch up on that. That's kind of what I'm doing when it comes to other markets. Like as much as I want to participate in English, I'm obviously priced out and kind of priced out in Japanese with the newest set. So I'm just like looking at other places. It kind of makes me happy, that I could
Yeah.
still participate and collect on a budget because I know for most people here, even on this live, like we don't we're not spending as much as what people think,
Yeah.
on Harvard. We're probably getting like what one card a week, a month, the
Yeah.
the, the
I
average
mean,
collector. The average collector
after
isn't spending hundreds of dollars, dude. Like, sorry,
yeah,
that's just not realistic.
it's
Um,
not unless you're putting money back into it by selling things too. Like that's the only way. I've been trying to be better about just growing my collection with collection dollars, basically.
Facts,
Like,
yeah, yeah, that's
yeah,
great.
that's the only way to really do it.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been buying a bunch of Korean, a bunch of Chinese, and I've just been having fun. And I've actually like I've fallen in love with making content about those markets. I learned just something new every day, the certain release schedules, and then Korean Terrestrial Festival comes out the 25th. What's today's date? It's still
Okay,
10 days. So, I'll be opening up some of that, and
that'll be cool.
yeah, be cool.
Yeah, so I
Have
wanted to
fun,
know
man.
you were also saying something. You were saying about like just learning about those markets as you're doing research for your videos. And I have a new series that I'm gonna start in the near future. It's just that I want to make sure that I do the first one right so that I set myself up for the rest. But
Yeah,
I'm learning so much while I'm doing research that I had no idea about.
yeah,
It's gonna be focused on alt arts and SIRs, but like I'm learning a lot of things that I would have never known if I didn't do some of this research. It's fun, and I feel like that's going to be some cool stuff for people to kind of figure out as I make these videos. So look out for that. I don't want to spoil anything, but I
yeah,
don't want anyone stealing my ideas.
yeah. I feel that. I feel that.
But
Um, I had I guess a top signal for English going like feeding into Japanese. I think me and you talked about it last stream is when Nostalgianomics, someone asked them like, "Hey, what do you think about investing in the Japanese market?" And he literally says, "I don't invest into trash." Like
that's
straight up,
crazy.
like flat line voice, like just I don't invest into trash. And I was like, we're gonna see some of that market take what he
Yikes.
said, and it's either then you're gonna do two things with what he's with his. I mean, he's as much as he says he's a small creator, like dude, like the Reddit like loves him. He's like their favorite person on Reddit.
Who did? Oh, Reddit. Oh, I mean,
That's
Alex.
Autonomics.
I mean, Alex is just
Like
a polarizing person. You're gonna like. I don't agree with everything he says. There's plenty of things that I'm like I disagree with, but I also see his takes too. Like there are times when like you get like the Alex that you're like you were hoping for, then you get the Alex that I did not sign up for. And
yeah,
that's just that's just how he is, and it works. Like he's successful at what he does on his channel, and I mean he's making plays. Like he's been
yeah.
smart. He's been making smart plays with the investments on in terms of sealed product. But I mean,
People love
it is
polarizing figures for
people
sure.
love pro. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you look like at what's his name, Alpha Investor, Rudy. Like
Rudy.
he's a character. I like
I
he's
love Rudy.
yeah, his some of the shit that comes out of his mouth sometimes
Dude,
just has me dying,
thank you,
dude.
dude. He said he's like I take care of myself. I go to the gym. I'm like, bro, what did you just say? I was like,
He says some of the most out of pocket stuff. I gotta find some of the clips, but I'll send them to you.
he's been on the he's been on the he's like I've been stocking up of this set with your stepsister. I'm like he says wild stuff like that, and he's like, did I actually say that? Yeah, I guess I did. Oh, like character,
That's
absolute character.
funny.
Like I've really been enjoying that guy's content and Opossum Buds like per usual. But
You also need to watch James Z&G. Z&G's. I have
oh
to
yeah,
send
I
you
used to.
the. Do you?
Yeah, I
Oh
used to.
my gosh, his most recent video about um the prices that we're seeing and his. I mean he's being sarcastic, but he's saying it's too
Yeah,
cheap. It's too
yeah.
cheap.
It's dude.
Like when we have a little Pikachu with a little hat, like going for $800, it's too cheap. And there's a lot of people that don't know James or don't are not familiar with his content and take
Yeah,
his word for truth or like how he really feels. And
yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's the exact opposite. Like
Send me his channel. I wanna
yeah,
peep.
yeah. It
I
should
think
just
I
be
maybe watched like one or two of his videos.
James's car rants are great, and coming from someone that's like the biggest consigner that just scaled his business on like a 3 to 4 person team, and one of those people is his wife, is pretty impressive, and probably
Yeah,
one of the most trustworthy people in the hobby. I
sick,
respect him. So many others do.
sick.
He's absolutely killing it. But he's funny as
Yeah,
hell on his car rants, and like he kind of gives you an inside look at like how the consignment service is going and some of the like interesting data points he sees. And
yeah,
he memes himself all the time. We meme him. Like I've created like the whole cheap thing. It sounds like a little like chick like chirping, right? So I put his
yeah.
head on
Cheap.
some baby birds and I was like, he's got to use this for his next thumbnail. But yeah, no,
That's
you should definitely
hilarious.
watch DNG.
Yeah, I
If
also like what's there's another younger kid. He does like commentary. He kind of cusses from time to time.
is it Rock
Dang, what is
Sandy?
Roxandy? I like his
Yeah,
content. I know
he
he's
just
kind of
came
like
out with that.
polarizing.
He came out with that prison. What's that prison binder where it's basically a top loader and regular binder.
Oh yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
it's pretty smart.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a cool
yeah.
binder.
I like his content. I like guys that just aren't afraid to just rant and just say kind of what we're all thinking, or some of
Yeah,
us are thinking. I'm more on
yeah.
like that spectrum of like of the Pokemon YouTube. I'm less of the family friendly stuff. I'm more of the like speak it as you will.
Yeah, yeah.
But dude, so Eddie, do you see this? Eddie said, "Have you seen the rip and ships? There's so many crash outs, bro. I'm so glad you said that. I was on the whole drama when I was texting you, Jake, last night about the OK J-Lo stream.
Hmm.
So it was like J-Lo was streaming, and then the Pokerev video was like already live or whatever, and people were just going back and forth commenting on it. I was like seeing the comments live, getting updated. And then Misogynomics was just there on his stream ripping packs. Dude, homie looks so burnt. Like bags just like this, and he's like, what do we got? Oh, they're talking about me. They're talking about me over there on J Loves. Oh,
Well, when you're
all
ripping
right.
packs for 6 to 8 hours a day, man,
Dude.
the
I'm like,
arthritis starts to kick in.
bro looked
uh,
like a zombie. I'm like, come on, man. Like, that is
yeah,
not
that's
healthy.
I know, and like you've got to keep up the energy the entire time you're doing it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oof, oof, that's
They
rough.
he they had a they, I think it was Roxanne talking about like, oh no, it was Pokey talking about like the community of the rip and shippers. And I want to hear what our audience right now has to say about this, what I'm about to say. About the whole community part of the rip and shippers, right? So Brian was saying that he doesn't believe that it's that. He just thinks that people are just addicted to gambling.
Yeah,
And I believe it's the same thing because, dude, I work in a giant warehouse with a bunch of dudes. The only thing guys talk about in that thing is sports betting and gambling. Like if
oof,
you have a sports team, you're gambling. And if you're not gambling, you're like opening up sports cards, you're doing like some type of form of gambling. And I
yeah,
was just telling my friend this like at a skate park yesterday too. Like, dude, we just have a gambling epidemic in the United States. And I think now with like, I don't know if you're a sports guy, Jake, but like I watch every single type of sport and there's just the live betting apps are just being thrown in our face left and right. You go to Safeway, betting apps.
yeah. I
So I think with the rip and shipping, it's just getting carried on to Pokemon, and I guess it's like we're in a community, we're like doing. It's like, bro, you're buying $20 packs. Like that's not what collectors do. If you're like about community, uh,
it's casino
that's how
culture.
I feel.
Yeah,
Casino culture. There we go.
yeah,
There we go.
it really is like this casino culture vibe. I've never been someone that's into gambling. That's why I buy singles. I
Yeah.
don't. If you're a collector, I'm sorry. If you want
Yeah.
if you want the chase card, just buy it. Just buy
It's
it.
facts.
Wait
Facts.
for the right price point because you're most likely not gonna pull it. And I'm saying like most likely is like a 90% chance that you're not gonna pull the card that you want. Just buy the damn card and save yourself hundreds and hundreds of dollars because you look at someone like Rattle who was trying to prove a point, right? Like he went and like kept ripping evolving skies until he pulled the Umbreon. I
Yeah.
think he was like I could be completely wrong. I don't remember the numbers, but I think he was like 15 grand in when he finally pulled it, if not more. And I'm like, you can go buy at the time, remind you, Umbreon was selling for like $600 in a PSA 10.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
you divide that into 15 grand and you think about how many PSA 10 Umbreons you could have. But I'm sure he got like sponsored for that. People were supporting and he probably didn't pay that much. But if you think about the amount and it's
So,
just like, it's not worth it. And that brings me, I don't know how much time you have left.
no, I'm good.
Um,
I'm good. I'm straight.
Okay, I just wanted to note like that made me think about Rev's like recent video. I don't watch a lot of Rev's content much anymore. I used to watch it a lot. I've
Yeah.
watched a lot
Uh-huh.
of the ranty stuff. That being said, I think Rev's great,
Yeah.
great for the
Hmm.
community, whatever. But I thought his most recent videos were really cool to see because it felt refreshing. I decided to go watch some of his videos because I wanted to see like pull rates on Prismatic, and of course he's always ripping the newest set. But I was surprised to see that he made a video about like what $2,000 of Prismatic looks like, and you got down to like
Yeah.
what was it like 6 ETBs at 150 a piece. You showed like the collection boxes, and at the end of it, it was like 108 packs. He ripped all of it and didn't pull anything. Like literally, it was literally like all bulk. So and you can see like the disappointment in his face and how like rubbed off he was about it, and he was more vocal than I was expecting because being someone at that like level, you are very careful about what you say. Like you never see Rev engaging in any kind of like I don't know drama at all, right? Whether that's with
Yeah.
another content creator or Pokemon the company, because Pokemon does sponsor him from time to time with product.
Hmm.
I imagine that he does.
Yeah.
But like he had like a strong things to say about like, hey, Pokemon needs to like fix this, and you don't hear that from like big content creators. So to me, it's like when you have like the biggest voices, whether you agree with it or not, because like whether he didn't say something, he would have got shit for it, or if he did, like he got shit for saying something like, oh, like you're part of
Yeah.
the problem too, and like you
Yeah.
can't win in that situation when you're at that
For
level.
sure.
It's like
Yeah. For sure.
you stick around, you yeah, but
I thought I thought the exact same thing, dude. I was reading some of the comments. I'm like, he's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, he just addressed a problem, and he's a big content creator that rips the newest set, and you guys are mad at
yeah,
him for
I
addressing that.
I mean, yeah, he
That
sells mystery
kind of,
packs, but it's probably the safest mystery packs you can buy if you're gonna gamble on anything. Like
yeah,
he's probably
for
the
sure.
person to buy, not all these random streamers that are coming up with their random mystery packs that you have no idea what's inside, and it's a bunch of junk slabs that they're buying at 50% of market, and they're just cleaning up on you. But I mean, Rev had things to say that I agreed with, and like he had to be careful because like if he stuck his neck out too far, people would just come at him like even worse than they did. Um,
Yeah,
but like it was nice to see that happen, and then I don't know. I assume honestly, Pokemon, the company, probably their marketing team or their strategy team probably saw something
for
along
sure,
those
dude.
lines and
For
was like,
sure.
okay, this set's about to come out. We know what's going to happen. We know the type of videos we're going to see of these Targets and Costco's and people stepping over one another. Like, we need to get ahead of this and we need to acknowledge it before it's out. And that's exactly what they
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I wonder. Do you follow any PokeTubers that are player based?
I follow PCTC, oh gosh, PCTC
PCT, yeah.
Radio.
But he,
I follow.
yeah, yeah, I
I
follow him
also.
too. But like a guy that like kind of like shows gameplay or like any stuff like that. Because I wonder what
Ugh.
they have to say about all this with the newest set.
Well, the thing
Because Rev
is,
is like player, he was talking about players and stuff, and I wonder how that affects them, and if
yeah.
Pokemon cares about them to that extent.
I mean, the game's built on the players. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
there's a balance between collectors, investors, and players. Like, there's a equilibrium to all of that, right? But like,
Yeah,
players are able to get singles from like card shops for really cheap. Like the actual playable singles, like to build a deck, it's like a fraction of what we see as collectors. It's only when you want to
for
build
sure.
like Lux
The
decks and luxury,
bling out.
yeah, the
Yeah,
bling
the
out
bling
luxury
out.
decks.
Yeah, yeah. See, but
That's when
that's
people.
what I thought. That's what I thought too, though. But then someone in my comments was saying that that wasn't the case.
I'm
They were like
sure.
this. They're like this hurts us, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't.
But
I
it's
don't
on a
play the
different
game.
scale. Like if you think about it, like players are spending like $1 to $2. Maybe those $1 to $2 cards are like 3 to 5 or 5 to 7 now because of
Yeah,
the way that set is at this point. But
yeah,
that still impacts them, especially because it's younger kids, right? Like
yeah. Like
most of the time,
$50 for a kid is like. Can you imagine if you had kids and you're like, oh, I gotta buy 3 decks for my kids at $50.
dude. As a
Like,
kid, we were getting maybe one pack a week. Kids these days are getting a whole booster box, bro.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah,
It's different times, different incomes, but like yeah, like I think the players are I mean, obviously going to be affected by it because like if all of these card shops that are like really TCG focused are getting like stripped down with their allocations, they have less product to put singles back into because I know that like card shops that's another thing. Card shops have been ripping sealed product to put singles out up until Surging Sparks. Once Surging Sparks
Yeah.
came out, they have no need to because people are
Yeah.
paying what they want for these booster boxes. They don't
Mhm.
like. It's crazy, man. But yeah, I think it does affect everyone to some degree. It just like players are. I mean, their cost wise is much lower compared to a collector.
Yeah.
I just gotta acknowledge that E Unit said that I heard Jake was clearing out Shrouded Fable. No, it was Lost Origin, good sir. It was 8 Lost Origin ETBs.
He's the one that took the
Thank you
picture,
very
huh?
much. Oh my gosh,
Hey,
man.
hey, Shroud
It
of
was like
Fable.
paparazzi. Like Shrouded Fable, Houndoom, and Persian. Like
Yeah,
Shrouded Fable
dude.
and Stellar Crown are built on illustration rares, and
Yeah,
I think that Houndoom is like one of the best we've seen in the whole
facts.
era,
That should
hands
have been
down.
SAR. Should have been
Oh
SAR.
my gosh, it should have. I
Should
sent
have
both
been
of those out
SAR.
for PSA. I have Houndour and Houndoom out, so
The the
hopefully they
dis the
sequential.
disrespect that that card got is insane, bro. Like, how is that not an SAR? Are you kidding me?
I know, I
Um,
know.
before we go, let's do I want to do a little price prediction with your boy.
Okay.
Can you give me some price predictions, Jake? What is the Sunbreon going to be 1 month into Prismatic Evolutions? I want to hear that from the mastermind himself.
Uh, 1 month.
1 month.
I said 800 raw.
Hey, Hundo, 1 month. Wow, we are wildly off.
800 raw.
Yeah, I'm saying 2K. I'm
Raw?
saying this. Yeah, I'm saying this one is gonna blow people's minds. You guys wanted it. You guys wanted a over $1,000 card. You're gonna get a
Raw?
over $1,000 card.
I think it's gonna
We
be a.
think you think that this market, Jake, you think that this market is gonna get stupid? I'll show you
Too cheap.
stupid.
Too
Yeah.
cheap. It's too cheap. Give me a number. It's too cheap.
It's too cheap, bro. We need the soundboard. I'm telling you, like we're over here talking about how crazy this market is. You want to see crazy? Give me a $2,000 Sunbreon, then we can talk. Then we can talk.
Okay, hear me out. I'm typically too low on my predictions, and I said
Yeah.
like 800.
800.
I'll
800.
I'll bump it up to 12. I'll bump
Yeah,
it up to
EU
1200.
unit says 15. I mean, that's smelling 2K. I'm right there with him, dude. It's gonna
Yeah,
sniff it.
I'll say 1200. That's
It's
where
gonna
I'm at.
sniff. It's gonna sniff it all day. People are gonna be like, "What are we doing?
I mean,
What
based
are
off the
we
pull
doing?"
rates, it could be, man. Like it's
Right? The
looking
pull rates are.
ugly.
That was one of the earlier comments that we got today. He was like talking about the pull rates that it was just so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't really like to watch other people open products until I open it because I like the common cards.
Sure. You like to
That's my bread.
experience it like a kid. Yeah,
Exactly.
I get it.
Exactly. Yeah. I really like the. What was that comment? Where was that comment? Let's see if I find it right. Oh, right here. The pull rates are horrific. It just looks like no fun, and unless they are shipped to print. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The pull rates are, from what I heard, the pull rates are terrible.
Yeah,
So,
I think Rev was streaming. I think he pulled like 2 or 3 demigod packs, like basically one every 100 packs.
mhm.
Um, but I think he only pulled like 2 EVs that I saw. He pulled Espeon in one of his videos, and he pulled Glaceon in that stream today. But aside from
Yeah,
that, man, they're not easy.
yeah. See,
But my
that's
friend,
like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, my friend Biersky, who streams for Shining Collectibles, he pulled the
Mhm.
God Pack,
Oh,
and
nice.
that was sick. Like, if it couldn't honestly, it couldn't have gone to a better person.
Person,
Like the
yeah.
like Biersky is like, oh, I love Biersky, but like seeing him open it, like it didn't feel fake. Like a lot of streamers are like, there's like this fake excitement. There's Biersky's just naturally himself, and it's like honestly the ideal candidate as a streamer. So shout out to Ray for hiring Biersky as a streamer. You're a genius because it's
Sick.
literally like perfect. But yeah, he pulled it, and the Umbreon, I saw the texture is flat. Like it's
Yeah.
so
Like
flat.
guys in the guys and gals in the comment, or in the comments in the
Chat.
chat. If I don't understand why you guys don't hop over to Japanese and just get some guaranteed pulls.
Or I got a
Like,
better idea.
Let's hear
Start
it.
buying 50% off ornaments.
Yeah.
There you go.
Blastoise on ornaments. Oh, that's sick.
50%. Yeah, dude. You want
That's
to do?
sick.
Let's do a box opening right
Yeah,
now.
it's an unboxing, dude. That's rad.
Yeah, it was 50% off. I got notified. The algorithm got me. I think it's Hallmark.
Fire.
It's actually pretty big. Oh, it's way big. It's way bigger than. Dude, I could put this on my desk. What? This is so sick.
Oh, that's rad.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's
This
good
is what
quality
I'm
too.
buying in the boom, baby.
Yeah, that bull market. It
That is
just it
so
just
cool.
it just 3x, you know, in the
Oh wow, it
bull.
stands up too. Yeah, that's
That's
honestly
fire.
perfect. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I just think that it's gonna get dumb. If everyone's thinking that it's not gonna get dumb, it's gonna get dumber. Unless we see
it's
a giant reprint. I really hope that Brian from Pokemon is correct, and I'm hoping and praying
I
that
hope
he's
so too for
correct.
you. I hope that
Because
there's this beautiful future that product is
you
just
know,
out for everyone, and then the little Timmies across the U.S. can
facts,
all
facts.
have their Sunbreon.
Exactly, exactly. I just feel bad for the kids, low key. I'm like, they go. Parents take
Oh,
their kids to Walmart, and there's nothing like a pack. Like you guys can't leave a pack for the
dude,
kids.
I just
Holy,
yeah, I follow Twitters where they do the restocks, and I saw like a beautifully stocked, like the most insane stock I've probably seen since I don't know 2023, and it was
yeah,
gone in minutes. Like got ate up. 151. It had I
whack.
think there was Crown Zenith, there was Lost Origin, like gone, 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 gone. Paldea Evolved, all of it. It's crazy, but that's where we're at.
Let's take say Quilly's last one. Take your craziest prediction and then double it.
No,
Still
he's
too
saying that.
low.
He's talking about the new Umbreon. Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's where
it's
I'm
too
at,
cheap.
Quilly. It's too cheap, dude. 2K. Uh, and Jake's at 1200.
I'm
You're
at
gonna change.
1200.
You're gonna text me be like, hey, bro,
No, I know.
I think it's gonna go to 15. I'm like, I told you, this
It
thing's
probably
getting
will.
nuts.
Nothing surprises me. Like we
Nah.
watch cards go up $100 a day. Like look at Bubble Mew right now. Look
Oh
at
my
the
gosh.
this the this
Don't
Charizard
talk to
from
me about that
151.
card. I love that card so much. I'm so mad
That card,
I passed.
I'm telling you right now, that card is going. I think it's one of the best cards. I've always thought that this card's going to be one of the best cards from Scarlet and Violet. I didn't think it would
Facts.
do this. I don't think any of the cards should be at where they're at right now, but it is what it is. But I got that card in a PSA 10 for what it's going for raw right now. That's where that's the market, boys and girls. I
So
don't
you
know.
heard it. You heard it here, folks. Sell everything. It's time to sell. We
Time to
rode it. We
sell.
rode this Pokemon bubble high enough. We need to hop
It's
off and sell.
sell,
But
sell, sell. Make your gains and build your collection later when you can literally buy this stuff for 60 to 70% of where it's at now. We'll see
so
though. Who knows?
when should we do our next live? What's the next big moment? Should we give a week for Prismatic to breathe?
Yeah, I say a week or two for Prismatic, and we can kind of reconvene and see like what's going on with these singles. I'm
Okay.
really curious, like not just the Sunbreon, but like even some of the lower end SIRs are really like. Let's see what Roaring Moon's gonna do and the Raging Bolt in English compared to what they're doing in Japanese. Because in Japanese they're like
They're
cheap, cheap.
killing. They're cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
killing. They're big killing.
Yeah, we
But
should we should take we should screenshot what those are doing right now in Japanese and see what English is doing, and then see where Japanese falls in the 2 weeks, and see if they're
I like
starting
that
to
idea
have a pattern of going up with English, because I think they will.
for sure. They're for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. I really appreciate everyone here for stopping by and just providing entertainment. You guys are all very appreciated. So I just want to say thank you once again, and listening to my boy Jake rant about fictional cardboard characters.
Thank you,
All
Henry.
right,
Thank you, everybody.
all right, fellas. Peace.
Peace.